a vast desert under a blood-red sunset. The silhouette of the Great Pyramid dominates the horizon as ancient hieroglyphs flicker across the screen. A deep, mysterious voice begins to narrate. Where the golden sands seem eternal, a civilization rose that would weave itself into the very fabric of time, ancient Egypt, the land of secrets and gods. Under the shadow of the Nile, a lifeline cutting through the barren earth, humanity unlocked the divine mystery of life, death, and the stars. In the sands of Egypt lies a tale forgotten by time, a story of immense wealth, intricate trade networks, and a financial empire that once controlled the lifeblood of ancient civilizations. Now, the mystery beckons us to uncover its secrets. But this time, the explorer is not human. It is artificial intelligence. The camera pans across ruins, then dissolves into a futuristic AI interface scanning ancient maps and trade documents. It began over 5,000 years ago, a time when the floodwaters of the Nile dictated survival. And when the gods were as real as the sunrise. The Egyptians believed they were not merely building a society, they were constructing a bridge to the afterlife, a sacred realm of eternity where one could commune with Osiris, the god of the dead. The Nile was Egypt's lifeline, a highway of commerce carrying goods from the heart of Africa to the Mediterranean. But what if Egypt's influence extended even further into secret alliances, hidden wealth, and trade networks that spanned continents? As the Old Kingdom dawned, colossal structures began to pierce the heavens, the pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu, was more than just a tomb. It was an enigma wrapped in limestone, its corridors whispering secrets of mathematical genius and celestial alignment. It was a ladder to the stars, a message to the cosmos that mortal hands had touched eternity. A team of researchers inputting ancient papyrus records into an AI system. Data streams flow across a virtual globe. But Egypt was more than pyramids. It was a realm of divine monarchs, the pharaohs, who ruled as both kings and gods. They carried the burden of Maat, the balance of order and chaos. Among them was Hatshepsut, the queen who defied tradition and declared herself pharaoh, cloaking her identity in mystery and power. There was Akhenaten, the heretic king, who turned away from Egypt's many gods to worship the blazing Aten, and his wife, Nefertiti, whose gaze from her immortalized bust still haunts the halls of history. A team of researchers inputting ancient papyrus records into an AI system. Data streams flow across a virtual globe. But Egypt was more than pyramids. It was a realm of divine monarchs, the pharaohs, who ruled as both kings and gods. They carried the burden of Maat, the balance of order and chaos. Among them was Hatshepsut, the queen who defied tradition and declared herself pharaoh, cloaking her identity in mystery and power. There was Akhenaten, the heretic king, who turned away from Egypt's many gods to worship the blazing Aten, and his wife, Nefertiti, whose gaze from her immortalized bust still haunts the halls of history. The sands of time moved, and the new kingdom emerged, a golden age of empire and conquest. In its shadowed temples and vast valleys, the mysteries deepened. The boy king Tutankhamun, whose tomb would astound the modern world, was laid to rest surrounded by unimaginable riches, gold masks, jewels, and a curse, some whispered, that struck down all who disturbed his eternal slumber. Yet even the mighty fall. As centuries passed, Egypt became a prize coveted by invaders. Assyrians, Persians, Greek, Cleopatra VII, the last of the Ptolemies, tried to weave her fate with the likes of Julius Caesar and Mark Antony, wielding intellect and allure like a dagger. But her death marked the end of pharaonic rule and the engulfing of Egypt into the Roman Empire. The desert winds blew once more over temples and tombs, burying much of Egypt's glory under the sands. But the hieroglyphs etched in stone whispered to those who dared to listen, their secrets unlocked only centuries later with the discovery of the Rosetta Stone. Today, the pyramids stand as sentinels of an age lost to time, their stones bearing witness to the mysteries of a civilization that spoke to gods and dreamed of eternity. Egypt remains an enigma, a land where the sun god Ra still rises over ancient monuments and the spirit of the pharaoh. Yet, buried beneath the grandeur of its monuments lies a lesser-known legacy, a financial empire that powered one of the most advanced civilizations of its time. This empire was more than gold and grain. It was a system of economics, trade, and power that connected the ancient world. A bustling market in a recreated ancient Egyptian city, transitioning to a simulation of trade routes. To unravel this enigma, historians and economists have turned to artificial intelligence, a tool capable of processing vast amounts of data, from ancient texts to geological surveys. Can AI piece together the puzzle of Egypt's lost financial empire? A digital reconstruction of ancient Egyptian trade hubs, glowing lines connecting them to Mesopotamia, India, and beyond. The clues are hidden in plain sight: hieroglyphs describing exchanges of gold, incense, and exotic goods. Archaeological finds of Egyptian artifacts thousands of miles from their origin. But was Egypt simply a wealthy kingdom, or was it the center of a vast, unseen financial web? A deep dive into specific findings, such as the treasures of King Tutankhamun, emphasizing their origin and implications. The gold in Tutankhamun's tomb tells a story. Its purity and origin point to extensive trade. With regions as far as Nubia and even the Indus Valley, Egypt was a hub, a financial power unlike anything we've seen in its time. AI simulations showing the flow of goods and wealth across ancient trade routes. Data. Anomalies flash on the screen. AI developer had said, our algorithms detected patterns suggesting a structured economy far more complex than previously thought, one involving contracts, credit, systems, and perhaps even early forms of banking. The grandeur of temples like Karnak and Luxor fading into digital models, revealing economic activities tied to these sacred sites. Temples were more than places of worship. They were financial institutions, storing wealth, managing resources, and even issuing loans. Could these temples have been the nerve centers of a financial empire that extended its influence far beyond the Nile? Cryptic carvings on stone tablets, their meanings decoded by AI. Ancient symbols transition into modern economic graphs. AI's search reveals a network of wealth that may have rivaled modern economic systems. But the question remains, what caused its downfall? Was it the ambition of its rulers, environmental collapse, or external invasions? AI simulating historical scenarios, predicting the collapse of Egypt's economy based on climate data, invasions, and internal strife. An economist said, the fall of Egypt's financial empire is a cautionary tale. It teaches us how interconnected economies can collapse when systems are pushed beyond their limits. A dramatic montage of the Nile flowing through the ages, fading into modern Cairo's bustling streets. However, Egypt's legacy endures, not just in its monuments, but in the systems of trade and finance that shaped the ancient world. As AI continues to explore its past, we are left to wonder, what other secrets lie buried beneath the sands? But in Egypt, wealth was never just gold. It was knowledge, power, and mystery. And through AI, we are only beginning to uncover the truth.